The weather's cold and we're going to have soup today. And to go along with soup, we're going to make some focaccia bread.
Focaccia bread?
Focaccia bread, yeah. Sorry about the pronunciation. You're going to start out with 1 1/3 cups of warm water. Now you do not want your water to be over 110 degrees. So I have checked that to make sure. To that I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of sugar and 1 packet of yeast. Now if you happen to have it in a jar, that's going to be 2 1/4 teaspoons of fresh yeast. And we're just going to sprinkle that over there. Let this set for 5 minutes. Okay, now herein I have 1 1/3 cups of warm water, 110 degrees, 2 teaspoonfuls of sugar, and 2 1/4 teaspoons full of dry yeast, or one of those little packets. And I'm just going to pour that into my mixer. Now if you don't have a mixer, you can mix this by hand. This is just easier. And to that I'm going to add 1/4 cup of olive oil, 1 teaspoonful of sea salt, and 3 1/2 cups of all-purpose flour. Okay. Now I have my bread kneader on, and I'm just going to turn that on a low, and I'm going to mix this until it's all well mixed. While my bread kneads and gets all the flour worked in, I'm going to take about a teaspoon, maybe 2, of olive oil, and I'm just going to coat a heavy bowl. Okay, it looks like it is all mixed in there really good. It doesn't take very long at all. Get that off of there. That probably took about 1.5, 2 minutes. You don't need to knead this a lot. It's just getting it mixed in there. Now it's a really sticky dough. So you're going to take your spatula there or something, and you're just going to gather that up and dump it into your bowl that you have coated all the way to the top with your olive oil. And I'm going to get a wet cloth, and I'm going to use warm water and just wet. I have a cloth here. Thank you. I laid it down and couldn't find it. Now this is it's a thin light cloth. You don't need a thick one. And I'm just going to wet that in warm water, wring it out really good. And I'm going to drape that over my bowl and let it set in a warm place for 60 minutes. Okay, it has been an hour, and as you can see, it's doubled in size. Now what I've got here is a cast iron skillet. This is a 10-inch cast iron skillet. I've taken olive oil and I've spread around on the bottom and on the sides. And I'm just going to dump that into that skillet. Just take your hands and dig it out. It's sticky, sticky. Now it's pretty even in there, and what we want to do is just make sure we've got it all the way to the edge, all the way around. If it's a little winky wonky on top, that's all right. It doesn't have to be smooth. But as you can see, we've got it touching the sides all the way around. Now I'm going to put my damp cloth back over it and let it set for 20 minutes. So now we're going to punch the holes, and you want to punch them all the way to where you can feel the skillet in the bottom. Now I'm using just a little bit of flour on my finger because I want to be able to pull my finger back out. It is such a sticky dough. And you want to be pretty even with them. Get them all over there, and we'll finish poking holes in this. Okay, and there's my last one. I'm now going to take just a little olive oil, and I'm going to put it all over the top and kind of let it get down into those holes. Pour that in there so I can dip my little brush in it. And you want it coated good, but you don't want it sticky and mushy. Okay. Now you want to be sure that you get it all the way around close to the edge over this. Now you don't want to fill the little holes up. You're just painting over them to where you've got a little olive oil there. And now we're going to take our rosemary. I forgot what that was. And I'm just going to take off a few pieces. This is fresh rosemary. And I'm just going to sprinkle it here and there on it. I don't want a whole lot. Probably if I was to measure this out, it'd be somewhere like a tablespoonful. I like my flavoring. Okay, now when you put your rosemary on, remember your bread does not have a lot of flavoring, so you're going to get your flavoring from the rosemary and from some sea salt. And I'm just going to sprinkle this. Now, Michael and I both like quite a bit of salt on our bread. It kind of brings out the taste. And so we're just going to sprinkle that on top. Now I can see how much I'm getting. I'm sure, I don't know that you can with the, and I've tried to be generous and yet not overly generous. Now I'm going to put this into an oven that I've heated to 400 degrees, and we're going to bake it for 20 minutes. Okay, our 20 minutes is up. Let's look at our bread. Oh yeah. Now it's going to be light on top, so just because it's still a light color, don't think it's not done. You can kind of thump it. It sounds hollow. It's done. Boy, give this one a try. This is really good. You'll like it.